We're in an era of layoffs, and not only that, we're in an era of rolling layoffs, and that is a new term. The prevailing wisdom used to be cut once and cut deep. That was it. And in fact, they dubbed it that in HR circles, in the higher level HR where they make these kinds of decisions. They also dubbed it one and done. It was, we're going to do it once and then we're going to be able to move on and people are going to feel secure. People who are there still are going to feel secure and we're going to move on. And it is just not that way anymore. It's like we're in a new normal in this term of rolling layoffs, of continual layoffs. And everyone's wondering, well, what's going to happen next? Meta just announced it's cutting 10,000 more jobs after having just cut 11,000 jobs 4 months ago. Wayfair just announced they're cutting 10% of their workforce. Amazon just announced they're cutting 9,000 jobs after having cut 18,000 jobs 3 months ago. So what does that roll into? All the experts say, and of course, we don't even need the experts to tell us, but they are saying this is all psychological upheaval. This is psychological insecurity. This is anxiety, a lot of anxiety running very, very high right now. And Robert Sutton out of Stanford calls it constant fear, that people are in constant fear of what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my career? What's going to happen to my income? What's going to happen to my family? Now, 3 months from now, 10 years from now, and it goes on and on. So you have that ongoing undercurrent of fear and anxiety, which, as you might imagine, is not great for your health, certainly not great for your productivity at work, as you're trying to be the one who avoids that next round of rolling layoffs. What we typically do, we don't want to be caught in a layoff, so what we typically do is we hunker down on our technical skills and reputation, which is great. Doesn't go far enough, though. What you want to do is go beyond that. Sure, be sure that you're great at your job. That's hands down. Start there, but don't stop there. Keep going on and look not just at your technical reputation and skills, but your professional reputation and skills. So how am I seen more as a professional beyond the executable aspects of my role? How professional am I seen? How am I showing up as a professional? And then the third level, you don't want to stop at professional. You want to go on to your promotable skills and reputation. So you look at those and say, am I seen as someone who's not just skilled at their role technically, not just, hey, a good professional, strong professional, but also someone who has that extra something that's promotable. And look at what is that in your company. Who's getting promoted? Why are they getting promoted? And how do you stack up? If you want to stand out in your role beyond your technical prowess, you've got to up your professional reputation. If you don't have a strong professional reputation, they feel like I can't trust her in certain meetings, that's like with certain levels of leadership or stakeholders. I can't necessarily trust her in customer meetings, at least not really high stakes customer meetings. I can't really trust him to lead other people. You're not seen as someone who should necessarily lead others. I had someone who was a technical genius that I was coaching, and this person was so great in their role, and yet as I had the opportunity to interview some colleagues and some people that she worked with internally, and you know what I found out? They found that she was snarky. She didn't know she was snarky. She didn't see herself as snarky, but that's how people saw her. They saw her as overly brusque. They saw her as sarcastic. It would come out in meetings. It would come out in emails. That's not a technical part of your role, but it is a professional part of your role. It's if you got a reputation like that, you're going to be seen as less of a professional, less of a consummate professional. So you want to go on a hunt and look at what is considered a professional reputation in my level of the organization or in my company. What do people consider professional? And then you want to inventory yourself and ask yourself, how am I stacking up? And when you inventory yourself, don't go into it like, okay, I've got to prove that I'm this professional. That's actually not useful to you at all. What you want to do is you want to look for an opportunity to raise your professionalism. So look for an area where you say, ooh, you know, I could refine that. Don't go in defensive, go in extremely curious and get excited if you find something. So for example, for my client, when we found that snarkiness, at first, yeah, she took it hard. But after that, she realized, I can fix that. This is just, now that I know it, you can fix it. So go in, look at your professional reputation, see what you need to improve, and then do it. If you want to keep your job in an era of rolling layoffs, not only are you going to be sure that your technical reputation is squeaky clean, not only are you going to make sure that your professional reputation is squeaky clean. So technically, you're great at your job. Professionally, you're punctual, you're organized, you're easy to work with, all those areas of general professionalism. But you're going to go past that. You're going to really seal the deal by looking at your promotable reputation. You're going to look around at your company and ask, who's getting promoted? Why is it that they're getting promoted? What are those things that they are doing, those actions that they are exhibiting? And what do I need to work on? Inventory yourself against those things. A client of mine did not get the promotion, and which put him, of course, if there were rolling layoffs, in a lesser place of being sure of being able to keep his job. And the reason is, he was up against someone who was not as technically competent as he was. The person who actually got promoted had an okay technical reputation, but great professional reputation and stellar promotable reputation, going above and beyond. Things like being exceptionally proactive, things like communicating across departments. This person was actually brokering deals with different departments, which enhanced the work of his own department, and so it made it incredibly easy for his boss to promote him, and ultimately, in an environment of rolling layoffs, at the very least, to keep him around. So that's what you want to do, is inventory yourself, my technical reputation, my professional, but don't stop there. Look at your promotable reputation. How much am I going above and beyond in different ways that are beyond the technical, that are going to make it easier for management to keep me around? So if you're wondering, rolling layoffs are becoming the norm now. So what about me? What about my company? What's going to happen? Where are things going next? We know that rolling layoffs are a possibility anywhere. So what you want to do is be sure that you've got your technical reputation down, you've got your professional reputation down, and you are going the extra mile with getting your promotable reputation down. That way, no matter what happens, you're going to be in a better spot to be successful and to be secure at your company or wherever you wind up. That's called not necessarily job security, but that is called self-security, that you're making yourself most likely to be secure whatever winds up happening.